Okay, literally, it's no pressure. We back. I'm your host, Bang a Bug.
Ego World in the building, the co-host of the century, nigga.
And we got a special guest. Go ahead and introduce
I want her to
yourself.
say it, 'cause when she says
Shayla K.
Shayla K.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna start it off. So, where are you originally from?
So I am originally from Des Moines, Iowa. Um, born and raised.
So, what brought you to Atlanta?
Actually a new environment. Basically to be around more of my people. So yeah.
Iowa got a lot of white people?
Yeah.
It sounds like it though.
Yeah.
It sounds like it.
It is pretty much.
So, did you like? Was it like really racist or wasn't?
No, they actually love black people there. Like, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, like we really kind of had it good. Like, even when you got pulled over by officers, like you never really felt offended or you never really feel like you was getting attacked. Like actually the things you see now, like you're actually shocked to see that because it never went down like that.
So, did you grow up with both of your parents?
I did. Yep, my dad and my mom.
So they still together now?
Till my dad passed. Yeah,
Okay.
my mom was right there.
R.I.P. Daddy.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So yeah, you really have to watch that though. Like, you know, an older guy, he told me, he said, make sure the girl you marry, make sure her parents still together. But it's like I'm really starting to understand that now, because it seems like if you meet somebody whose parents are married, it's like they willing to make it work a little more than somebody who's just used to seeing somebody saying fuck it all the time. So
Yeah, it's a mentality type of thing for sure.
okay, so what was the most traumatic experience growing up?
Try to talk to the mic.
Me? I am talking to the mic. Mic check.
There you go.
Go ahead. The most traumatic experience growing up.
Most traumatic. I would say. I don't know. I don't have to come back to that. I have to come back to that.
Okay.
Either it's real bad and you don't want to say it.
Well, you know, she 3 out of 5 right now. Out of five show participants, we didn't, you know, she like the third one to really kind of skip that question. So
It's cool. You know, if you don't want to, I told her she ain't got to answer if she don't want to. Okay, so what's some of the best game you've been given about life and the best game you've been given about men?
That gang.
I would say from my grandma. I would say that she kind of just say as long as you communicate. Like my grandma and my grandpa was also married for 60 years. And then my parents were married for 30 years. So, you know, as far as relationships, as far as men, you know, it's communication, always have their back, always be there. So that's pretty much, she put me up on game as how to have a successful marriage, you know.
That's real love.
Yeah.
Okay.
And grandma got gang.
Yeah, she had that game.
So what's the most embarrassing moment in your life?
Okay, I'll text you the address.
We're going viral. You know me, I'm with the viral shit all day, everything.
Most embarrassing thing. Damn.
You want to skip that one
Yeah,
too?
She 3 and 3.
Okay.
Nah, she 2 and 3. She 2 and 3. I'm speaking it into existence. She gonna Pee Wee Longway or something last one.
Okay, so far, have you had any Me Too situations
In the
since
game.
you've been doing music? Basically, guys saying, "Give it up, and I'll get this done for you."
Which is lame.
In
by
the
way.
game.
That's lame. By the way.
Not so much as it was in the beginning. Like, I guess in the very beginning, you know, you have people that are going to try you, you know, you do this for me, I do that for you. But when you've been in it for a minute, you kind of just let them see that you're about business. And if you let them see that up front, then they actually approach you that way.
So was it anybody famous or like regular people?
Local joker.
You know what?
Was it a local joker?
You know what? Oh, I'm not gonna say.
one of these young local jokers.
So okay, so well, you ain't gotta say who it is. What exactly did he say or do?
You know, they try to get you to, you know, go on a date. You know, they want to call it a date, but you know, they know what they want it to lead to. You know, like
they say like a business meeting, but it's really a date.
Yeah, they'll say like I've had that happen, a business meeting, and then you're at their apartment, and you're like, you know, so yeah, it's been.
I heard a female say that shit one time too, that the nigga was talking about he wanted to take her out to eat, to discuss some things, and then she said she went on the meeting, went to discuss the thing with the nigga in the shit. He wanted to discuss what he thought she was pretty, like nigga. I mean,
if it's any girl, if I meet somebody doing this, I say, can I take you out to eat? I don't say nothing about business if I ain't talking about no business.
I'll try to take you out to eat, girl.
Yeah, that's what I say. Okay, so have you ever dealt with depression and I guess how did you deal with it?
Depression, yeah, we all deal with depression. So yeah, basically you kind of reach out and look for people who are going through it the same way that you're going through it. That's the best way to deal with it, because then it kind of helps you see what works for them, how to get out of it. But that would be my advice for anybody. Just find somebody in that situation and through it. It helps you out.
That's powerful.
Okay. So what's something you could never forgive and something that you will never forget?
Something that I'll never forgive or something that I'll never forget.
Not or, like, and something you'll never forget.
I would say, talking about personal relationship.
Anything, whatever comes to your mind.
Yeah, the first thing.
I would say friendship, as far as like somebody not being there. You go hard for somebody and you realize they don't go as hard as you when it's your turn to shine.
Okay, so what if they going through like something they feel that's making them depressed to where they feel like somebody should be helping me? You know how some people feel like when they going through some, people supposed to be helping me, I ain't supposed to be helping nobody type of, like if you going through something, but she might be going through something at the same time and she feel like what she going through is harder than what you going through. You hear what I'm saying?
So a borderline.
You're saying that's the reason?
Yeah, okay,
why?
Let's just say you going through a divorce, or the female, her dad died, so she feel like what I'm going through is worse, so you supposed to be helping me.
Well, I'm a Scorpio, so I am actually super sensitive to everything and everybody. I actually love others and the situation more than myself. So the first thing I'm going to do is find out, before I even get upset or offended, is find out what's going on with you. That's first and foremost, because at the end of the day, whatever we about to talk about, if you ain't even in your right spiritual moment, then I can't really do nothing.
Scorpio energy.
So yeah, I'm going to make sure that you straight, but when you see that person straight and they ain't able to support you the way you supported them, because regardless of what I'm going through, I'm going to support you. So, you know, so that's how I feel about it.
Okay, so what's the best lesson you learned from a bad breakup?
If it costs $20 to get rid of your ass, you had to go!
What's the best thing I learned? Don't waste no time with somebody that you know you don't click with. Just don't do it. I mean, it can cost you so many years. You know you don't click with the person. Even if your situation is just tough, like, just go. Like, there's nothing worse than wasting years and months with somebody that you don't see yourself.
So this guy here, so you gonna marry him?
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
Hey, we call it out on the show now. Now you won't be the first. We always call it out on the show, cause see, it's the thing now. He might think he incognito, but he on camera like a motherfucker.
Okay, so
Like a motherfucker. They go see him.
so if
He's here. They see him too, not just us. This, full disclaimer for any of y'all that come on the show and bring people with y'all and think that we not gonna ask and think that the other cameras, it's other cameras besides the one camera.
That's okay.
All right, just
okay.
full disclaimer now.
okay, so if he cheated on you, could you forgive that?
No.
Ah, you gotta stay down. Dang, you 3 out of 3 for real. Out of about 5 guests, you answered like that. Like,
No, only because I could see if there was something that I'm missing. Like maybe I'm handicapped. Like maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't have nothing down there. I mean, if there was a reason that he would have to do that, then I'd be like, okay, like dang, my vagina's gone. Like just go get some and then come back home. You know, like if it was one of them situations.
them handicapped girl vagina still work, though.
Exactly. So there's really no reason for you to go anywhere else.
So if he said, "Babe, I just needed some new cat," and
I needed some new cat.
can't you understand that I'm fucking with you forever? I kill for you. You still would be like, "Nah, you fucked up."
Yeah, I'd be like, no, you fucked up.
Ah,
Yeah.
man. See, you know what it is, man? We need that 70s love back. Minus the cocaine.
The 80s too. My folks still together.
Yeah, we need that love back. Well, I might call you all types of names out the book, goddamn. You might call me all types of names out the book. I might tell you I'm gonna leave 30 times a day. But motherfucker, when it's time for me to go to sleep, all right. We need that love back, man. You know what I mean? That love ruled the nation right there.
So,
Made a lot of babies too.
Sure
well,
did.
it was something in the 48 Laws of Power. 56 was saying something about it. If you make somebody feel disposable, whatever debt they feel like is owed to them, they'll go through any means to collect it. So
Powerful.
you can't make anybody feel disposable. So never say that to your mate. I just learned that too. Like never make them feel like that.
Facts.
Mhm.
Okay, so have you ever met anyone that you felt was like too honest? That made you get away from them? Because some women say they want honest men, but when they get it, they be like, it's too much.
You want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
You know what? There's a difference between the truth and how you present the truth. Okay, those two differences are huge. You could say the truth. Yeah, you could say the truth. But if I say it a certain way, you will handle it different.
So
Whether if I say it.
So the person got to make it pretty?
No, they ain't got to make it pretty, but.
Is there such thing as pretty truth?
There really isn't.
Is there a certain thing?
But you do say it a certain way, like. It's just the way you say certain things. Everything's about how you say something.
I'm a firm believer in some things just can't be said another type of way. So, but that's just me though.
I mean, you know what? But I like honesty. Like, I like it when people are honest to me. That's why actually when I send my music out, I don't tell them it's mine. Sometimes I just don't like telling people whose it is. I just want to know exactly what you really think about it.
Because if I tell you it's me, you might not tell me what you exactly
right.
think
They
it
try
is.
to support you and you just urge for some honesty. So you're right. Like, people really don't like speaking the truth. They find it very hard, but I don't know. I actually prefer it.
Cause it's like okay. Cause I done been in this situation where a motherfucker breath stink. See, I'm the motherfucker that'll tell you your breath stink. Cause I smoke. So like, being a smoker, I want you to tell me. But when you tell me, the difference is when you tell me, I'm like, shit, you got some gum, you got a Tic Tac, got some candy around this bitch, something. Or I'm gonna make my way, or I'm gonna shut the fuck up until I can make that happen. But some folks, they don't get it. So it's like when you say like mask the truth, like I could be pulling out this gum, like you could be talking to me this whole time, and the whole time I'm just pulling out this gum. I pull out 2 pieces, put one wave one in your face. You're like, nah, I'm good. I might even be like, shit, you sure you don't want you sure you don't want this gum? Nah, I'm good. And it's like, now I just gotta tell you, your breath stink. So I just feel like, why not just go ahead and say your breath stink? Like, shit, bro. Hey, bro, you need some gum.
I can deal with that, but when you tell a woman that they make them angry, like
That's what I'm
They
saying.
feel like
I
they
think
can't
you should
spank
do
or
it
something.
exactly how you just said it. I think that'd be the best
But
way.
I've done been in situations where,
Well,
again, I'm like, here, you need it. Just not trying to say you need it, but you need it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, maybe we can share this piece. You know what I mean? You need it, but it's like, but nah, it wasn't a woman. It was one of my partners, because I be in the club, so like, you know, motherfuckers be all up on your shoulder, talking to you in your ear, then that breath just hits your head, like, not your face, but your head. That breath just hits you in the head, you feel me? Like, that shit just be horrible. And it's like I'm calling it club breath. It's that club breath. They be smoking all them backwoods, drinking Henny. You know what I mean? Like nigga, like, I bring gum to the club. Compliments to my wife though. My wife makes sure I keep gum in the club. But nigga, bruh, I don't think these niggas ever watched The Woods before. Y'all remember The Woods? The movie The Woods?
What they did.
Yeah, and they was going to get the Tic Tacs and the gum. That's what you're supposed to do before an outing of the fellas and of the nights. You know what I
You're
mean?
supposed to brush your teeth and mouth.
Supposed to do that too. But, you know, get you some gum just to, you know, just a backup plan.
Okay, so what's a quote that you live by?
You gonna come back to me on that.
Okay, what's the best and worst lie a man has ever told you?
The best.
It was so good, you was like, I might have to use that shit one day.
The best and the worst.
I know you know the worst. Let's start with the worst, then get back to the best.
Okay.
The worst is just.
I think you got.
She got that in the report.
Okay. I was just making sure that we're doing it on this shit. Okay. She answered it?
Nah.
No. The
People
best.
don't like
The worst one, of course, is just when you just see that it's what it is. It's saying it's not them, of course, when you know it's them. But the best one, I would say,
You don't want to give
I
away
don't
the
want
game.
to. Yeah, I don't
Why
really
not?
want
You gotta do it for the streets, for the culture.
I really don't. I don't want to do that.
Man, you see that? See, this is what y'all women do. See, that's why men, listen to me now, we have to stick together. Because see, this happens. They gonna stick together. They ain't gonna give away none of their game. This happens. So let's stick together.
Okay. So, is it an event that you never got to heal from or had time like to vent it to somebody?
Yeah.
What was it?
I would say,
She know we be going viral.
I don't.
That's that. I know.
The problem is, like, I know y'all about to, like.
So did you really?
So
Have you really followed our platform?
No, I have. And you know what? That's what I was like. You know what? Am I ready for this?
She know.
Am I ready for this moment?
Your fans, it's like they gonna eat this up.
Man, what? They like.
But that's the point. You want to display personality. Much in my music, I think I display personality, but I don't think that I portray who I am personally.
Right.
So like being a co-host on the radio, being a host at different events, I get to display more personality than I would performing or when you're just listening to my music. And then people buy into that part of me. But it took a while for me to open that up though. Because coming in just as an artist, I was like, man, I don't really vibe with these motherfuckers. But once I started seeing the connections I was gaining by actually like opening up my personality to certain people, I was like, you know what, it might be worth it for certain folks. So like for this, I would say it's worth it.
Okay, so I'll say an event. I would say the time that I turned down Beyonce and JayZ serving them. That was probably one events like where everybody will remember that I had.
In fact, I heard something about that.
You ain't hear nothing about that.
No, it was some. Maybe it wasn't you, but I heard something about they got a bad attitude when it come to that. Like, and somebody, you're not the first person to say that.
No, it wasn't their attitude. It was actually a situation that happened that caused me that. It was like either you do this or either you serve Beyonce and JayZ. At the time,
Serve what?
I was a server at Papado. So JayZ and Beyonce was on their way up to Papado. My manager hit me up like, yo, Shayla, Beyonce and JayZ went to your room. Problem is, there is a 8-top already in that room, so you would have to get rid of them, or you would have to pass up the JayZ and Beyonce. So I went to the room. Of course, they're like, kind of like a little off the chain. And they're like, ready to eat, da 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 da. I said, well, hey, Beyonce and JayZ's on their way in here. And they're like, oh yeah, let's do it. And I was like, but they want y'all's table. They want this room. And Grandma was like, oh hell no, fuck JayZ and Beyonce. So at that moment, the dude at the head of the table, he was like, what do you want to do? You want to serve JayZ and Beyonce? If you want to serve them, we'll leave. Go wait for another table, or do you want to serve us? So it's like, at that moment, it was one of the events where all the servers are looking at you. Everybody's waiting to see what you about to choose. But
Keep it real.
The dude at the head of the table, I'm a Scorpio, so I'm going to treat you like you are JayZ and Beyonce. No matter what you look like, no matter who you are, I'm going to treat you that way. And I'm just that type of person. So I looked at him and told him I'm going to go ahead and serve him.
You kept real. You asked me, you were a real one. Because get what? At the end of the day, that was a fantastic opportunity. You probably could have sung for her. You probably could have did all of that.
I could have got $1,000 too.
Yeah, you did, but it's sometimes you gotta just keep it real, man. I don't know what I would have did in that. I can honestly say I don't know what I would have did.
Well, you know what? I ended up still serving on them because the JayZ and Beyonce had to go to the next room. So I still got to serve food to them since I was in that area. And then I actually got to get my table and introduce them to JayZ and Beyonce as they came out. So it was really dope. I got to really take care of that table. And before that table left, he asked me, what they tip? What JayZ and Beyonce tipped them girls? And I was like, like 100. He kind of looked at me like, all right. And he handed me almost $300.
Oh, a win for the real team.
It was like I still served on JayZ and Beyonce, and I still got almost a $300 tip.
That was an overall win.
And it was an overall win. And it's just one of those situations where you're like, don't judge a table, a color, nothing. Don't judge that book by the color. So it was a win-win. But that was an event that all the servers were like, I would have passed that up. I would have went to JayZ. So.
They're still regular people. They're not regular people, but they're still like us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, of course, like, when you're married, that's the conversation you gotta have. You ain't leaving no $1,000 tips on the table.
I know what kind of money.
100 sound. Khaled, I bet DJ Khaled not leaving up more than $100.
I'm talking about like Jeff Bezos.
Not that type of rich. Them niggas doing unforeseen type of stuff. Like they telling the girl don't come back to work no more, come work for them, and like not even in no creepy type of way, but kind of semi creepy because they'll say now you gonna work on my estate now, just because I liked your attitude. And then the whole time you around there, the girl around there walking on eggshell because she like, man, this money's so good, this guy paying me, I don't want to do nothing wrong. And it's still kind of creepy in a sense, you know what I'm saying? But them guys that rich, that's what they doing. I had a guy when I was a manager at McDonald's try to do me like that. Try to snatch me up. And I should have took him up on his offer. But I was so loyal to a fucking McDonald's. I don't even know. Maybe because I was stealing from him.
So loyal to McDonald's.
Probably because I was stealing from him. I couldn't steal from him. He ain't have no safe for me to steal out of and make it look like I did the orders for the day. He didn't have that. They had that. I could just ring up these orders, go on this safe, replace this, swap this money out.
Okay, so if a woman's son wants to wear a dress, should she let him? Or should she be like, men don't do this?
Dwayne Wade.
I feel like
Dwayne Wade.
I feel like she should be like, you know, boys don't wear this. I feel like that. Just because I think whatever is going on with the kid, I actually have a situation where a friend has a son that likes to dress up, and you know, and it's just like, no, not like, if anything, not right now. Like, if you're gonna do this, do it later, but at least experience the boyhood. Like, try to experience it, you know, I don't know. I just feel like I would.
So you ain't, matter of fact, you don't got no son, right? You just got all girls?
I have 2 girls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
your son said that you would just be like, no.
I would say no, but I mean, if he ended up gay, I wouldn't be against him. You know what I mean? I'd be for him, you know. But as a boy, yeah. And that's another reason to me it feels like it's important to have the dad around. Because the dads are like, boy, put that down. You know, like, boy, what you doing? You know, it's like girls, when boys are around too many women, they act like us. They start doing stuff, not meaning to, but they're like, you know, mama got big booty. You know, oh, get him, mama, get him, mama. You know, it's like, they mimic the women. So that's where it's really important to be in the kids' lives.
Okay, should a woman believe her husband over her best friend?
That's a hard question. Right? That's a hard question.
Especially if like if some sexual went on and he like, I ain't mess with that hoe. What's he talking about?
I love when you do that voice. Oh, what you talking about? It's like he be easing and sliding the question in.
So you'll believe your husband or your best friend in that situation that happened?
I need to see receipts. I need to see the proof. Like, I gotta see
It's
it.
just
Like,
words. It ain't
it's
no
just
kind of-
words.
it's just words.
Word against word?
Yeah, word against word.
No, that's hard, ain't it?
That's a fucked up situation.
Damn, you gotta go with your husband because you married him. We're talking about husband, not boyfriend.
Husband.
Oh, you gotta go with your husband at this point right now. If we're going word for word, I gotta go with the husband because I married you.
So you wife for material then. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay, so
as long as you don't go out like that girl on the Tyler Perry. You know the one that the husband ended up in a wheelchair. She ended up fucking him up all down the line. What movie was that?
That was Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Yeah,
But that's a different. That's not the best friend or nothing.
Okay, so what's your biggest blessing and your biggest lesson?
My biggest lesson and my biggest lesson?
Blessing?
Blessing?
Yeah.
Blessing. Wait, say that again.
Both. Blessing.
Both,
and
okay,
blessing.
okay. Biggest lesson is to, my biggest lesson is to just not say. Sometimes just not say nothing. Like, just learn to not say shit. You know what I mean? Like, because sometimes you just can't win. And it's just, that's like my biggest lesson, even in the industry, just don't say shit, you know? And if you do say it, just don't say shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's my lesson I learned.
Blessing wise.
My biggest blessing?
Usually, everybody used to say the same thing.
What?
Kids.
I mean, but that's a blessing. I mean, but that's obvious. I mean, that's the obvious thing. You know,
That's why you said
blessing.
it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking of something bigger. You know, I'm trying to think of like what was one of my biggest blessings. But yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't want to say kids. Really, I don't. I'm gonna say coming to
That's
Atlanta,
what I would
and well, I mean, I'm gonna say my kids, but that's obvious. Like, of course, my kids are my
Coming to
biggest,
Atlanta, a good one too, though.
my biggest blessing. Yeah, because in Atlanta, I got to be who I am today. You know what I mean? In Iowa, you're gonna be.
Is it that fucked up in Iowa though?
I mean, you're gonna end up with like 8 kids. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing to do there. There's nothing.
Whoa.
Fucking on the prairie.
That's a good thing.
He talking about you a freak. He talking about so that's a good thing.
Okay, so what's your biggest accomplishment so far in life and in music?
In life, it's just being a good mother. Like, that is, like, I'm gonna say, being a good mom, making it. My daughter finally graduated. Raised a graduate. Like, that's one of my biggest accomplishments. You know, when you're just like, please just don't quit. Like, you know. So that's one of my biggest accomplishments. What was the other one?
You know, I just said the biggest accomplishment.
Oh yeah, that's one. Oh, and music. And then music, you know what? I had one of my biggest accomplishments, even though like I had a fire room. One of my biggest accomplishments though was I did this kids show called The Little Chatter Show. You might have seen it. Cardi B had posted it. Safari, we did a love and hip hop Safari episode, and I directed it, created it, produced it. I had a partner who helped me with it, and like that was one of my biggest accomplishments because the girls were on, you know, the girls were doing great. So, and I was like one of them things where you can look back, you guys can go check out the show and be like, oh my God, you know, like you might remember something, but it was one of them things I look back and go, this was dope, that I can say that I did this.
Shit. I'm probably
I
like,
said
man,
I put this together and made it happen, and no matter what happened, you know, I was pushing them girls, and they were killing it. So
Then was your daughters?
one of them, the other 2 were my cousins.
Okay.
That's cool.
Okay, so tell us about your latest project you got coming out.
So I just released a single called Rain. So you guys gotta go download that for
All
me.
streaming platform?
Yep.
Okay.
All major platforms.
Because I'm one of them
Rain.
IG music type of guys. I might not actually go get the single right then, but I might look it up on IG music and try to post your shit to the content that we took off the station or some shit like that. And I be wanting to do that. And it's kind of disappointing when I go on there and I can't find nobody music. It's like, that shit be fucked up. I found your music though. He like, it's up there. So that's always a good thing. So yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. Right now I'm working also on basically awareness of colorism. So I'm doing a lot of projects where I'm actually looking for dark skin models, dark brown models, to kind of start helping put in the forefront, where I'm just trying to get Black women together just to get them noticed, recognized, you know, about, you know, what's going on in our Black community. It just seems like it's a lot going on. A lot of people are still in the slavery mentality. And I just kind of want people to see, you know, the best of some of our Black women here in Atlanta, some of them around the world. So that's kind of like what I'm doing right now. So
I like
my
that
goals.
idea.
Thanks.
Okay, so I always ask this about, well, I asked this about the last female again. She was dark skinned, so did you hate being dark skinned growing up? Like, did people make you feel bad for being dark?
No, so the thing is that even doing this research, I'm actually not knowing that so many kids were struggling with it. Now, I'll keep it 100 with y'all. I grew up with Tourette Syndrome. So when you have Tourette's, you have way bigger problems than being dark skinned, first of all. That, like, you're like trying to deal with some other shit. You know what I mean? Like, at this point, you're just trying to learn how to keep your head straight. But growing up for me, my dad was into dark-skinned women, my brother was into dark-skinned women, my cousin was into light-skinned women, you know, my grandpa was into dark-skinned women. So it was not one of them things. And then we have a lot of white people. So even when you see Black men with white girls, I never felt any type of way. I never really dealt with colorism until I kind of got older, moved down to Atlanta, or right before I moved here, it was like mentioned. But growing up as a kid, my dad was like in love with dark skin, you know, and so when he's gripping your hair and telling you he made me wear afros, and he was a part of the Black Panthers, so he was really into black women. So I didn't really experience the whole, you're too dark or you're not pretty or none of that. He told me I was beautiful every day. And that made a huge difference because where I'm at now, and the reason I'm doing this now is because I'm seeing so many girls were struggling with that. And then again, I grew up in Iowa. So I was always the only black girl, really, in like IHOP. I was the only black girl working in Applebee's. I was the only black girl working. So I didn't get to experience that whole, you're not pretty enough or you're not this. I saw it in my family and I saw them being loved equally. Now, when you come down here and find out in the industry, this is what they're praising or this is what they're saying is this. And it's a lot of it because of the slave mentality. So it's one of them things where I'm just kind of ready to try to help reprogram how people think. I know somebody mentioned like, hey, why do they always put unattractive dark-skinned women out there or bigger dark-skinned women on like platforms with like The View and stuff? And you're like, where are them Barbie doll black girls that I see all the time? They're beautiful girls that I'm like, gosh, she's so gorgeous. And you're like, why don't they put that out there? So I just think that's a thing where we just have to reprogram these young men and boys and let them see that there's other beautiful black women out there, not the ones that, a lot of white people keep putting, some unattractive, dark skin, not that they're unattractive, but they're not the Barbie looking ones like they present with the white women or the light women. You go out there and you see a lot of heavy set light skinned girls or a lot of heavy set white girls. These are the regular girls. These are regular living women, but on TV, they show the best versions of them. You know what I mean? So they need to do it for dark women so everybody can start seeing we all got some beautiful women out here, no matter what color, no matter what skin tone. So to answer that question, no, I didn't really have to feel like that. I love my skin. As a matter of fact, if you guys go look at a music video that I actually produced and directed and edited, it's called Cried. And I actually made myself darker in that music video on purpose. So
you made yourself dark.
I made myself dark, absolutely. It was like so pretty. I'm like, this is great, like I don't give a fuck what anybody think. Like this is gorgeous. She look like art. So I was trying to do the contrast to keep making myself darker and darker. So I was just like, go check it out. That's Cry. It's a music video, a quarantine video, but it's just one of the things that I'm trying to kind of help the world reprogram.
I'm gonna let it up.
Well, I guess we're gonna wrap it up. You want to say anything else before we
No,
go?
I just want everybody to go check out my single Rain. Again, yes, and again, hit me up if you know any dark skin or dark brown models that could work for my project, as well as light skin. I don't have no problem. I don't want to make it feel like this is just that. I need help from actually, light skinned women who have those privileges. People who can help bring awareness to this.
Okay.
That what it's about at the end of the day, man.
Yeah.
I like the message.
Thank you.
Literally, there's no pressure. We enjoyed Shayla K.
Thank you.
And we gonna leave out on her single.
Shayla K.
And we'll be right back.
Yep.